everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on today. But before we get started, you know what we do and you know where we go to do it. Go right down here, go in your settings, find your subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis. Whew, that algorithm. It is a beast. I really appreciate your help with it. I really will. And right about here, that is our join button. Join button. Oh, my mouth is starting already. That is my join button. And that is for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so very grateful for that support. Also, I have a shout out to do to Elizabeth Spears. Elizabeth, you are such a wonderful supporter of this channel, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for you. Thank you so much for the super thanks. And if you like to contribute to the channel or donate to the channel, the super thanks is right over there, and anything that you decide to give will be much appreciated. I guarantee it. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all. Let's get to the read. When I was putting the read together today, of course, y'all know where I was, all up and down these internet streets. And I was over to Instagram. I was over there for a while. They are still digesting and just, reveling in Meghan showing up at Girls Inc., looking fabulous, showing up, doing good. And they have some great posts. They really do. And I enjoyed some of them. I see. I went over to the dark side, but with Nana and that Liz Cunty, she is making the rounds. She breathes some of the when Megan breathed in oxygen and exhaled carbon monoxide, she inhaled the carbon monoxide because she's a lizard person. She don't have to have oxygen. I'm just saying. And she has, ever since she shared air with Megan, she has really made around. She had several articles and an interview on the Mail, and now she's over to GB News peddling her nonsense over there. And I must say, even though Nana is transitioning, she had enough time to kind of push back a little bit on her. She did. And I have noticed that quite well. I think maybe two or three times I've saw Nana try to push back on their nonsense. I don't know if it's because they don't want any complaints and they want to be able to say, well, they had somebody on there that was pushing back on the lies that was being told. But yeah, she been pushing back. I just been wondering. I saw her on a panel with Angela Levin, and she pushed back a little bit about that. They was talking about Harry. So I don't think Nana is changing, but she did push back, and I am willing to give the devil his due. What can I say? So I saw that over there. And of course, I was over on TikTok. I got a sound bite from TikTok. One of my favorite TikTokers, his name is the Minister of Hacks. And what he said about William and Kate's surprise visit to Southport and how it landed on when it comes to engagements and clicks and whatnot. So I found that very interesting. So I'm gonna play that for you, and then we're gonna discuss. And of course, you know where else I be. If I'm in these internet streets, you probably 9 out of 10 times you will find me on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I was over there, and there the squatties are. They still dragging William and Kate, and basically, people are just shocked that Kate did not have a facelift. Those Getty images is still got us in a freeze mode. We don't know what to do with ourselves because what? We just knew that she had had a facelift. And the squatties are like, what? And the Rangers are hurt. Let me tell you, They are hurt that their princess is a frog. I'm sorry. They are so hurt by it. They are. And then they calling us disgusting for posting a picture. And they post pictures of Megan all the time that they have photoshopped and made her ugly, photoshopped and put all kinds of crazy mouths on her and all kinds of stuff. They even to the point where they have even photoshopped the kids. But yet and still, the squad is putting up a picture from Getty's images that means that it has not been touched up. This is the way Kate looked. They have a problem with that and call us disgusting. I'm just saying, when we just calling out the obvious. But that's why I say you can dish, some people can dish it out, but they can't take it. And I have noticed something about what's going on X and some on Instagram, to be honest, and it's been going on and on TikTok. Squatties is just meeting these people where they are. They used to feel the need to try to have the high ground because we was defending Harry and Meghan. But these people have gotten so low that and told so many vicious lies, vicious, dangerous lies, that the squatties are just not having it no more. They are just absolutely calling it all out and meeting these people where they're at. And if they are in the gutter, we there too with them. And then we'll jump out of the gutter and get back on the high ground. And I must say, I love it. I do. Because y'all know I'm messy and petty, and I will get messy and petty. And then I'll not be. I won't be. I'm just saying. But let's get started. I found this on X, and basically, like I said, the squatties are just calling it the way they seeing it. They are not making pictures and making Kate and William look older than what they are, and all kinds of mess and nonsense that they do. They even sometimes change the clothes that Megan have on, and talk about just all kinds of nonsense over there. We don't do that. But I'm putting it up. It said, looking a good 10 years older than what they are. I guess jealousy, hate, stalking a happy couple in Montecito with nasty lies through their media lapdogs can do that to your face. Will they escape their control, boring life? And they both look like they trapped. They do. And I bet you they feel trapped too. And the problem with this couple is they want the titles, they want the status, but they don't want the work. And that's what it is. And that's why they trap. They want all the trappings that Harry and Meghan have, the freedom and all, but they also want to be king and queen of the United Kingdom. But you can't have it all. Isn't that what they told Harry and Meghan? Can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, that goes for them too. And they don't like it that much. But it still applies. That's all I'm saying. And boy, do they look horrible. Is it no moisturizing cream over there? I mean, they look real dry. I'm just saying. All right, this person, they used the same picture, but they said, "Phew, did they change chefs at the palace?" The lesson in all this, boys and girls, don't be hateful. Show grace to everyone. And don't ask people what the color of their unborn baby might be. That's racist. I just found that so funny. It sounds like, I grew up with Bozo the Clown. He said boys and girls. And that's what it sounded like to me when they said in there that that's a lesson in all of this, boys and girls. It reminded me of Bozo. But anyway, yes, you just cannot. It is showing on their face. And those derangers, they have a problem with us saying that. They do. And I love that for them because I'm going to say it as many times as I possibly can. Because if I was lying, it would be different. But that's the truth. This is pictures that have not been altered in any way. And I'm telling you, they look horrible. I'm just saying. I'm gonna play that sound bite that I was telling y'all about that I found on TikTok from the Minister of Hacks. And then I'm gonna put a picture up right now and then we'll discuss after we play it, okay? Oops, I lost it, y'all. Give me a minute. Let me get it back. All of this technical stuff, it sometimes it gets me. All right, hold on. I found it.
Well, Kate and William's entry into the top digital media stories in the UK literally lasted minutes. This is a screenshot taken when the BBC News Alert told us that Kate had been spotted out and about. And from this story being headline news in the digital Daily Mail, from it to it exiting the top 10 could be measured in minutes. It was seriously less than 2 hours. And this story isn't even in the top 40 stories on the homepage of the Daily Mail today. I think we can all realise what that means for Kate and William and the future of the British taxpayer-funded working royal family. They're just not getting the public attention that previous generations of the British working taxpayer-funded royal family were actually able to achieve. If you look at Meghan and Harry on the other side, Meghan, the red dress, Harry's statesman-like presentations at his charity event, they're still on the homepage almost a week later. I think we do need a debate, putting my serious hat on, I think we do need a debate about whether the royal family, the British working royal family, are appropriate for 2024. The public are not interested. That is why the media removed them from the headline. They put them in the headline to test whether people are going to read and whether people are going to click. If they don't meet the threshold for interest, they immediately get removed and another story goes to the top. Kate's not even on the homepage today. The public interest is that low that yesterday's visit isn't even in the top 40 stories on the homepage. The royal family need to change. There's lots of people out there in the land of TikTok and other places that can help them by giving them advice. They either don't want to, or they can't, or it's a combination of both. Happy Friday. Sorry to drone on. Comments are open. Let me know what you think.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard him. Ain't nobody interested. That story of her pop-up visit, for major impact. They didn't say anything about it. They wanted to create excitement so everybody would say, Kate popped out, like Meghan pops out. This is where this whole thing, you know how Meghan will stay gone for like a month or so, and then she'll pop out. They trying to do the same for Kate, but the interest is not the same. It is no interest. The data shows no one is interested. She can't even stay on the home page for 2 hours, and then they move the story along. That is why they constantly talk about Harry and Meghan, because the UK public is not interested in them. And it is sad. And you cannot blame them. William and Kate act like they're not interested in the UK public either. They're not doing anything. They're not working for their people. I was looking at the engagements that Harry and Meghan have done. Just look at if that was being, done for the UK, the country. Meghan would be working with young children. I mean, just out there doing that hands-on, person-to-person type engagement, and it being results. it be evidence and results coming from it. I mean, they would benefit from the work. Harry and Meghan, whatever they do, it's something comes out of it that benefits people. And all of that would be over there in the UK. And here William was in the Hudson River instead of over there in the Thames trying to clean that water up. What is it? I mean, it's as if they don't want to work for the UK people. And that whole Southport thing, that was months ago. I mean, at least a month ago. And they have gone to Wimbledon. They have gone to football games and everything since then. But then they decided to finally go up there and do something for those people. Even Charles has been up there. Charles went up there and viewed the flowers. But they act like they have no interest in doing and putting in any work in the UK. And the UK people they have no interest in them. They have none. And what they don't seem to understand is you have to invest in people. That's what Diana does. That's what Harry does. That's what Meghan does. They invest in people. But they just want the Photoshop. And when you are that superficial, this is what the results are. People see right through you and they're done and they're becoming very, very nonchalant about the future king and queen. They can't even stay on the front page of the Daily Mails online for 2 hours. After 2 hours, they fall off the cliff. I'm just saying, I just found that fascinating. And you can see, I have brought on so many times, had squatties done went in there to see the engagement. And that was the same thing. You remember the Hollywood Reporter, they lied and smeared Meghan, William and Kate appeared on the Hollywood Reporter. And it was hardly no engagement. Nobody cared. Nobody cares. They thought that they had captured the genie in the bottle. Lightning in a bottle. That's what they thought with because when Kate went missing and everybody was just talking about it, not understanding that, especially Americans, we love a mystery, we love a conspiracy, we love anything like that. And we was like a princess of the realm has gone missing, and of course it piqued people's interest. But what Kensington Palace didn't understand was the interest was not about Kate, it was about the situation. How all these pictures and stuff like that, all farm market Kate and bloated face Kate in the car and Kate's back of Kate's head and what was the other Kate? Kate on the bench. And all of them was different Kates. And of course, people are going to start talking and generate a lot of buzz. But it wasn't because we were interested in Kate. We was interested in the situation. And now they understand that. And I said this right after that. After she came out on the bench, I said, whoop, that's it. People gonna move on. Like I said, Americans are we're notorious for moving on. And I knew the world was going to move on because when America moves on, the world moves with her. And we moved on because we didn't care anymore. What we cared about if she was all right. And once we found out that she was all right, at least AI Kate was all right because she was sitting on a bench with the slits different and she was glitching, but she looked all right. So we said, okay. They saying she all right, we gonna go with it. And now people are right back. She is right back where she was before. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna talk about Megan. Megan saying that she is, well, I'm gonna put this up. And it says Meghan Markle talked to Teen about being one of the most bullied people in the world, co-founder of Charity said. And I have saw a lot about this. I have saw a lot from the Rangers bullying Megan about her saying that she is one of the most bullied people in the world. And they bullied her about that and tried to gaslight us into believing. And for some reason, evidently they self and they're toadies because that's the only people listen to that nonsense over on the other side of YouTube, into believing that they're not bullying her. I saw this nerd, one call herself a nerd with all them 5 rows of teeth she got in her mouth. I mean, teeth, you open her mouth, it looked like a shark up in there. And you can't understand a word she's saying. And she was up there with a hat on with all that greasy hair she had and talking about how Megan said that she was a bully. She had been bullied. And I said to myself, what you need to do is and trying to justify what she be saying about Megan and saying it is not bullying. And you can look on her page and it's nothing but Megan. Megan, 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 Megan. If that's not bullying, I don't know what it is. And if you want evidence of bullying, just look on your own page, your channel page. It's right there for you to see. But my suggestion to her is this: is try to get some of them teeth pulled out of her mouth. And also that greasy hair of hers that she wear them hats and all that kind of stuff over top of. She should absolutely go into business and try to pump some of that oil out of her hair. I know she can get like 5, 10 barrels of oil. Sell that. Get off YouTube and sell all that oil you produce from your scalp, and you'll be all right. You won't have to worry about money. You won't have to be doing, um, hate, profit, hate for profit. You won't have to be doing that anymore. You can be in the oil business. You know what I'm saying? Be an oil tycoon, because I'm telling you, all you got to do is market that oil that's in that hair of yours. You can get barrel after barrel after barrel out of it. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna read this article. And it says Meghan Markle talked to teens about being one of the most bullied people in the world. Co-founder of Charity said. Uh, the Duchess of Sussex has been candid about her experience with online bullying through the years, and we all see it. But yet and still, they want to pretend like they don't, and they have pages dedicated to it. We all know Little Tooth, Big Tooth. I even saw this guy who this it's a guy, and he bald headed, and he has a page bullying Megan. I mean, and he be getting all these views. And I'm like, what is going on here? I mean, you should, if you go on the dark side, all you got to do, if you want to evidence that Megan is one of the most bullied people in the world, put in her name in a search engine. Put it in. And it'll all come out. And now somehow they want to gaslight us while they're bullying her about her saying that she is bullied, that she's somehow not bullied. Own it. Own it. But nobody can say, but they try to say we bully Kate, which is a joke. I'll address that later. It said Meghan Markle spoke to young girls about the important issue ahead of International Day of the Girl. Alyssa May, founder of Half the Story, a nonprofit focusing on improving young people's relationship with technology, told Vanity Fair about the personal conversation that Megan, 43, had with a group of teens while there. We did an activity where we talked through a bunch of scenarios, and Megan talked about being one of the most bullied people in the world, may recall. We had girls wave their little emoji signs and talk about how each one of these scenarios would have impacted them emotionally, she added. Half the story, and Girls Inc. shows CEO is whose CEO is Dr. Dr. Stephanie J. Hull, joined forces for a partnership funded by the Duchess of Sussex Archwell Foundation, along with Melinda French Gates Company Pivotal Ventures and Oprah Winfrey's Charitable Foundation. And so it goes on and on and on. But yes, but yet Megan said what she said, and she did not lie. She is one of the most bullied women, most bullied person. And like I said, if you don't believe that, plug her name into the search engine, and you'll find all these people who are so much, they are liking on every level it is to be liking in. They're all are. I'm not gonna go into it because I'll get on a tangent. I'm telling you, and start really, really being messy about these people. But I'll just put it to you this way: none of them own mirrors. They are just mad that Megan looks the way she looks. She is smart and she is capable and she has the life that she has. And somehow they are jealous and feel like she does not deserve it. And I'm going to say this: squatties, we can be messy. I can be messy. I can be petty. I agree with that. But we do not tell malicious and vicious and dangerous lies like these people do. And we all know some of the dangerous, vicious lies that they have told. We don't take Kate's picture and distort them and make them into these heinous things and then post them on our pages. We do not. We will never, no matter how messy and petty we have been, we will never be on their level. All we do is push back on their nonsense, expose their lies, and not entertain their mess. We don't do that. And we have started to meet them where they're at. And they're starting to not like that because they're so used to us taking the high road. But one thing is, some things we will not meet them at because, like I said, go over to their page. They even have stuff over there about Archie and Lily. They are just that gutter low to do something like that. Squatters would never do nothing like that. That's when we remember what we talked about, Camilla Tominey, the liar. Well, Camilla Tominey is a liar, you remember? And she put up that fake email saying that she was getting death threats and all that, saying the squatties was threatening her, and it was proven to be all a lie. And the squatties knew that she was lying from the get go because of the fact that in this email it said, it was threatening towards her children. And we would never do some nonsense like that. This is why we have a problem with them, because they be doing it to Archie and Lily. Why would we in turn do it to anybody else? I'm just saying. And then these are the people who have a problem with Megan telling the truth, calling them out for who they are and what they are. And if I was Megan, well, not to the girls, but all you got to do is Google her. All you got to do is put her in this search engine of this app. And if you really want to see some nonsense, it's going to come up. It's one woman on there call herself a gardener, and I tell you what, I said I wasn't gonna do that. I said I wasn't gonna go in on these people today. But I could really go in because they have no room whatsoever to be talking about Megan. They don't. None of them have any room. Any of them. When I said not one, like my grandmother used to say, not narrow one has any, any kind of room to say anything about Megan. Because I'm telling you, this one that calls herself a gardener looked like she got straw piled up on her head. It looks just about as dry. If I'm telling you, if she don't need to be outside on a hot day because it's gonna catch a blaze. I'm just saying because the split ends and the dryness of it, straw, it has nothing on straw. And it's piled up on her head like a hay bale. I'm just saying, a haystack. I'm just saying. I had to get that little shade in. I'm sorry, but it makes me mad. But let's talk about something them denying and the reason they mad, I'm gonna put this up. It said Megan is not, see, they be saying this, Megan is not the world's most bullied person, screams the British tabloids and YouTube content creators who has built their whole platform and account around bullying Meghan Markle for money. Hate for profit. Hate for profit. Their whole spiel is about hating on Meghan to get a dollar. And this one says they want to change the narrative. They don't want to be called out. They don't want to be exposed. What is an abuser? Number one thing an abuser do not like for you to do, and that is to expose them. And Megan's saying that out loud, expose them. And yet and still they want to sit on their platform while they're bullying her and deny she is being bullied. It's ridiculous. And I'm gonna put this up. It says, can anyone explain to me like I'm five why Megan's outing to the Children's Hospital Gala presents presets so many, so much they had to let people out of the crypt. And this other squatty answered, the coverage had them raging. That's what it is. Because when Megan show up, all the eyeballs show up. And they have a problem with that. They have a problem with that. Just like Megan has control over that. Megan don't have control over anything, any of that. She just showed up to support. She can't help that she has a personality. She can't help that she has it. That's something you can't create because you best believe if it was something you can manufacture, they would have been whipped it up over there at Kensington Palace because they have been trying and trying and trying, and yet and still, it has not happened for them. They can't catch lightning in a bottle. But this right here is what bothers them. Megan's face, her card bothers them because her face card is never declined. But Kate's is stamped insufficient funds. It just is. And that's not being mean, that's being real. And they just have a problem with it. It says Megan clearly, this is what this old Ranger said. Um, Well, Maradi said this is why the royal family and the UK press is so mad because he put up a picture of Meghan versus Kate compared to Kate. And he did not lie. He did not lie. It would be different if he was lying. He's not lying. But this person said Meghan clearly chose to use Botox and fillers. This is what they tell themselves to make themselves feel better. Because when they look in the mirror, it's it's tough going. Because everyone I saw, it's pretty tough going for them. The mirror is not their friend. I'm just saying. And it said, whereas Kate aged naturally, and Kate had or has cancer. This post just shows how disgusting some of you are. That's the nerve to call us disgusting. But about putting up a picture from Getty Images. Not a picture that we have photoshopped to make her mouth look crazy, photoshopped to make her neck look crazy, Photoshop took her head off of one person and put it on the other one. Did y'all see? I put up, I think, I don't know what podcast it was in, but I showed y'all that picture where they had took Kate's head and put it on Megan's body. That's the kind of nonsense they do. I mean, and then they have got one picture that even the newspaper, those tabloids over there, is posting that Photoshop picture of Megan. Made her look, Megan face card is never declined, so they Photoshop her to make her look unattractive. They have to Photoshop her to make her look unattractive. And yet and still they have to Photoshop Kate to the gods to the point where we said Kate aging backwards. And little did we know, no, she wasn't aging back. I mean, not at all. They were photoshopping her picture in every publication. And I bet you that's a requirement if they give them some kind of interview or something or give them permission to use anything. They Photoshop them pictures. Because I was like, what is going on here? I'm just saying. But yet and still we're disgusting and we don't Photoshop any pictures. We just post a picture that Getty Images said. I mean, the original, the ones that said that this is who she really, really looks like. We cannot help that Kate's face look like, the Hawaii, the Mojave Desert with all them humps and bumps on it. I'm just saying. And this squatty said this, what Botox and fillers? You can see the fine lines very clearly. This is what's called aging gracefully. This is what happens when you have love in your heart and not evil. Now that squatter was really, really nice, but she said what needed to be said. She did after this woman had called her disgusting because Maradi put up a picture of Kate the way she was, not distorted, just who she is. And somehow that's disgusting. Okay. And I'm going to put this up. It says the Rangers claim that the Sussex squad bullies Kate. You know they do. While they question Meghan being the mother of her and Harry's children and demand DNA tests while spreading other proven lies in a cycle. Now, where's the lie? Yeah, they'll say we discussing, but yet and still say that they somehow had those children by surrogacy, that she's really not the mother of the children. You remember when Archie was, when she was pregnant with Archie, they were spreading lies and conspiracy theories and dangerous, malicious lies, talking about they were actively talking about harming, you know, her stomach because they felt like it was a moon bump. They were actively talking about that on social media. But we somehow posting a picture of how Kate really looks. We're the ones that bully Kate. And you have never heard any squatty, talk about or make up some kind of weird conspiracy theories, especially not no malicious and dangerous one to harm anybody. That's why when Camilla Tominey told that lie, he was like, that cannot be true. We don't talk about kids like that. We don't threaten kids. Like I said before, we do not do that. And so, but they yet and still they want to say that we are the ones that are disgusting. And when you look up the word disgusting, that they are in the dictionary, holding hands. I'm just saying. It's a royalist. Meghan Markle is a narcissist like Nazi. I wasn't supposed to say that word, but Wallace Simpson. And we hate her more than a serial killer, Rose West. She should be also publicly stripped and pelted with feces. We also have a niggling worry about her and her child is a monkey, also royalist. We never bullied her. And they said and did every bit of that. And they'll still say that somehow she was not bullied. They'll say that. That's all I'm saying. And I saw this, and it was really, really not surprising to me. It's right on. It's right in line with who they are. Those the Rangers, those hags over there, those uh demented human beings. It's just right on brand that they were over there on that lady. I think this is one of the ladies that met Meghan. She was there with the girls and the teenagers and stuff like that. I don't know if she is actually the CEO, but I do know she's associated with it. And they were on her page, and it says, the Rangers bullying everybody associated with Harry and Meghan. Shame on them. And this is what this lady said. Keep your comments to yourself, please. I'm out here trying to set an example for at girls on how to treat girls in the digital world. And they out there clowning and talking all kinds of nonsense in this woman's comments. That's what they do. They'll go in well child's comments, the comments of a organization for sick children, and talk all kind of nonsense. They went on LA Children Hospital website and did the same thing, talking about how Megan shouldn't be there with the children, all kinds of nonsense. We don't do none of that with Kate because we're not crazy. But yet and still, I mean, this is what we Harry and Meghan is dealing with, and this is what William has spawned. He did this when him and Charles decided to declare war on their brother and their child. Charles's son and William's brother, when they decided to declare war on Harry and his wife, not because they had done anything, just because they were more popular, more capable, and better looking than all of them. That's the only reason. But yet and still, this is what they did. And they have spawned all these crazy cuckoo birds and they're dangerous, and they are constantly doing crazy stuff like this. They have, it's not a load that they won't go. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna play y'all another sound bite, and this is from that old Matt Wilkerson from that Sun program. And like I did yesterday, and they're on there crying and lying. He is on here completely and absolutely lying, talking about he don't understand why Meghan and Harry didn't stay over there. Just trying to gaslight us into believing that they were just giving everything. They were just petulant and they just didn't want to be over there. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put up a picture. Hold on. And give me a minute because I'm not good at this.
Gave her so many opportunities. They gave her scarves, they gave her a house, they paid for her wedding, they gave her, you know, patronages. They gave her the Commonwealth Trust. She was made, I remember the title, she was like an ambassador for the Commonwealth Trust. She had all these opportunities. You know, she was given so much to succeed, and we were told that 5 a.m. emails that she was, busy and busy. These are experienced staff working for the royal household. They've seen it all. A 5 a.m. email isn't the worst thing that they've ever seen. These are experienced, proper aides that know how to operate with difficult people. And I think they gave her absolutely everything. I don't really think anything. I don't think they could have given her any more. But at the end of the day, she just didn't fancy it. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. His question was whether the royal family, whether the royal household had helped her enough. Yeah, I think right. They gave her more than enough. But I think that more time, she should have taken more time, and Harry should have encouraged her to take more time to see, is this for me? And it was a very bad fit in the end. We agree on that. We agree to disagree.
Did y'all hear that? Let me take the picture up. Did y'all hear that? Number one, these people are still crying about Harry and Meghan leaving. Number two, they're trying to gaslight us into believing that they gave Harry and Meghan everything. Harry and Meghan was living in a shack, and then they moved from the shack to the helps quarter, to the servants' quarters over there in Frogmore. They would not give them Adelaide Cottage, a nice, decent place. They didn't rank that, but yet and still they was doing the heavy lifting. Gonna give them Frogmore, and then on top of that, they it was already scheduled to be refurbished, to be renovated, and then they wanted to, they after Harry and Meghan decided to leave, made them pay. I don't know if they made Harry and Meghan pay for the full renovations of a house that never was theirs, and it was already supposed to be paid for. The renovations already was going to be made if Harry and Meghan lived there or not. Why are Harry and Meghan having to pay for renovations of a house that's going to be there already ready renovated? It doesn't make no sense to me. And then after Harry and Meghan paid for that and then paid rent, Charles kicked him out. And so they lost their money completely unless they gave the money back. But it hadn't showed that they gave any money back because they give that report every year. And that is only the reason why they made money that year that Harry and them gave that money back, is because of Harry and Meghan giving the money back. So what is he talking about? They gave him a house, they gave him patronages, they gave him everything that they needed, and all this kind of bull crap. And while William and Kate had, what, at that time they had three or four houses. They had one in Scotland. They had the one in Sandringham. I never can say that name. They had that one, Amber Hall. They had the apartment 4 in London. They had 3 houses already. But yet and still, Harry and Meghan could not have Adelaide Cottage. Because you remember when they said Harry and Meghan was going to move, and before they said they was going to go to Frogmore Cottage, that's what the news media thought they were going to be living in, Adelaide Cottage. And they was talking about how nice it was, how it was ready to move in and stuff like that. And they act like they didn't even want Harry and Meghan to have a nice home. And you should see Edward's home. And we all know, we all saw Andrew's home, and everybody had a great home. Everybody had a great home, a nice home. And Harry and Meghan working harder than anybody and living in servants' quarters. But yet and still, they want to talk about and gaslight us into believing that they had everything. They were given everything. Why didn't they stay? And Jenny Bond, that's the lady's voice on there. She knows she lying. Talking about she should have gave it a little more time. A little more time until she unalived herself. Because the constant barrage of hate. Did we not remember? Do we not remember that they had stirred up so much hate? This is for the new squatties. They had stirred up so much hate against Meghan that an envelope full of powder was delivered to Kensington Palace. That to the point where they thought it was, you know what, the kind that really unalives you. Yes, they did. Somebody did that. That was what Meghan was living under. And then not only did she live under constant threat, she had to go out in the public, shake hands, and do walkabouts after receiving something like that. And then go and do engagements and all of that, not knowing where that came from and if somebody wanted to harm her. Yes, that happened. Somebody sent an envelope full of powder. It turned out that it wasn't anything, at least that's what they said. We don't know because we know that all they do is lie over there. So, but it was not reported as anything that was dangerous. But just to think about that, that's what Meghan was contending with. And yet and still, they talking about she just should have tried it a little longer. She just should have just hung in there a little longer. Something could have been worked out. And that family never opened its mouth one time to defend her. Not one time. After something like that happened, they never opened their mouth. But yet and still, a report of Kate getting baby Botox hit the paper. The palace came out with a response. That's not true. That's not true. Kate hadn't got baby Botox, but she's sitting up there with her eyebrow up here like this. She didn't get it. She didn't get Botox. That's what Meghan had to contend with. So they can miss me with all this nonsense talking about trying to rewrite history. That's what they're doing, trying to rewrite history. But we will not allow them to do it. Let's put this up. It says the last picture of Meghan at public event in the UK, and some stupid idiots think Meghan would ever consider life as a royal with a life in the royal fold over her work creating content in Hollywood and her lifestyle blog. Life in the royal fold is hell for women who marry into it. Meghan, we are with you. Y'all remember Megan looking like this? And I'm going to put this one in. This it shows the whole thing. It says the photo is from the last time Prince Harry and Meghan was in the UK together. They look battle torn and drained. And in the mentor monarchies, think that this man will leave his gorgeous wife and kids and return to a life as a slave and a scapegoat. Harry had to get his wife out of there. Harry said what he said when he said he did not want history to repeat itself, meaning that they had taken his wife, taken his mother away from him, and he was not going to allow them to take his wife and his baby away from him. He wasn't doing that. But yet and still they want to blame Meghan, not their behavior. They stoke the hate and they continue to stoke the hate. And yet it's there. Why Meghan won't come over here? Why Meghan won't come over here? And they stoking the hate because I think they want something to happen to her. Harry said only take one person. I don't think he ever lied. If he never said another word, he hadn't lied not one time. I'm just saying. I want to put this picture up. It made me laugh. It says, "Dear Lord, if you get me out of here," this is what Meghan is thinking in this picture. "Dear Lord, if you get me out of here and back to my mama and my babies, I promise not to come back here." And she has not. Meghan did that deep bow and she hadn't came back. And Harry is absolutely right. Like I said, we can go through so much that Meghan has gone through. But think about what I just said about that powder. Somebody mailed that to her, to Kensington Palace, with her name on it. Because all the hate they had stoked up. And you think it's not one person who, just like Harry said, that would throw acid on her or absolutely stab her? Because they were saying that about that's what somebody need to do when she was pregnant because they said that was a moon bump. They were actively talking about harming her like that. So they need to stop. They really, really need to stop. And I'm going to put this up. This is so sweet. It says, "I'm sending love and light to the UK teen who made Princess Meghan feel welcome and loved. The teen showed all the traits of a girl's girl. May the good Lord grant her a lot of blessings, and I would always remember her kindness in Megan's hour of need." Y'all remember Megan's face? I'm gonna put her face up here. She was scared to death. And I still don't agree with Harry, actually putting her through that. Because Megan's face, I'm just saying, she was scared to death. And then she had to ride in the car with her abuser. And then this woman gonna step to her. I'm just saying, Megan went through a lot. They need to stop. They really need to stop. That's all I'm saying. They really, really need to stop before we really get mad. Because we know the whole story. What they talking about, come on now. And they just want to try to convince us that we didn't see what we saw. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up right here. And well, no. I got a couple more things to say. Just a couple more things. One is, guess what, Jabo? Jabo's book about Kate is a flippity flop. We said that. And now they have cut the price to £7 and it's still gonna flippity flop. Who is gonna pay £7 for that? But yeah, it says cut price fawning. Perhaps people on their knees cannot reach the shelves, meaning all the people have been bowing and scraping to them. Can't reach the shelves because they on their knees. That's why they wanted Harry and Meghan on their knees, but Meghan wasn't raised to get on her knees. She won. She's American. We don't bow to nobody. I'm just saying. And this don't have anything to do with Harry and Meghan. It has absolutely nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. But when I saw it, I cackled. I cackled, and I had to bring it, and I had to share it. I'm gonna put it up right here. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump is transitioning into a black man. Just like Nana is transitioning to a white woman, Donald Trump is transitioning to a black man. It says if his bronzer gets any darker, he's going to have to deport himself. Oh my God, he is going to have to deport himself if he gets any darker. What is up with him? He was in Detroit and he was just rambling incoherently and showed up with this dark bronzer on. Oh my God. It's funny, but it's still scary. I'm just telling y'all. I am just telling y'all. And of course, I got to put Kate up there. Megan just came along and just blew up Kate's spot. Megan just blew it up. Kate said, Megan ruined my life having a work ethic. And she did. And to have goals and show results, to have accolades, to actually have skills, can speak different languages, including her language of birth, unlike Kate. I'm just saying. And of course, y'all know what this is. If you mess with Harry and Meghan, the Sussex Squad will eat your face off. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.